Guys, welcome back. My name is Sangeeta Mehta and you're watching my channel, My English Magazine. Today I explain to you MA English second semester Shakespeare. The question is, what was the first play Shakespeare wrote? Answer. The identity of the first play written by the Elizabethan poet and playwright William Shakespeare is quite controversial among scholars. Some believe it was Henry VI, Part 2, a history play, first performed in 1590, 1591 and published, that is, according to records kept in the Stationers' Register in March 1594. Others suggest it was Titus Andronicus, first published January 1594, and still other mention the Comedy of Errors, published in June 1594. Other scholars believe he wrote or co-wrote a tragedy named Arden of Feversham, published in April 1592 and currently officially attributed to Anonymous. All of these were likely written between about 1588 to 1590. Why don't we know? Unfortunately, there is simply no definitive record of the chronology of Shakespeare's plays or even exactly how many he wrote. That's for a number of reasons. Shakespeare didn't own the copyright of his plays. They were owned by theatre company. Shakespeare often collaborated with the other playwrights who contributed substantial pieces to one another's works. None of the plays were published until the 1519s, after they had appeared in the theatre for several years. Writers who are known or supported to have collaborated with Shakespeare on one another's plays include Thomas Nashe, George Peele, Thomas Middleton, John Fitcher, George Wickens, John Davies, Thomas Cavett, Christopher and Marlowe, and several as yet unidentified others. In short, Shakespeare, like other writers during his day, wrote for his own audience in his own time and for a theatre company that was competing with others. The copyright on the plays was owned by the theatre company, so actors and directors could and did freely change the text. Some difficulty then is involved in trying to pin down and date when a play was first put to paper, when the text changed so much during its production. Evidence for dating the plays. Several attempts to piece together a current list of writing dates for the plays have been published, but they disagree. The historical record is not complete enough to give a definitive answer. Scholars have brought statistical analysis of linguistic pattern to the problem. Linguistic look at how English were changed over time during Shakespeare's stay. His writing reveals evidence of the common poetic characteristics such as how much variation and fluidity he used in the lambic pentameter. For example, most noble heroes in Shakespeare speak in constrained verses, while villains speak in looser verse and clowns speak in prose. Othello begins as a hero, but his syntax and verse gradually decay, though the play as he evolves into a tragic villain. So, which was first? Scholars are able to determine which plays were likely earlier than other. Henry VI, Part 2, Titus Andronicus, Comedy of Errors, Arden of Faversham, as well as provide evidence supporting the co-authorship of Shakespeare and his associated on others. However, it is unlikely that we will ever know definitively which of the plays was Shakespeare's earliest. We do know that he first began writing a handful of plays in the late 1580s or early 1590s. Resources and further reading. Brutus Douglas, Shakespeare's Pauses, Authorship and Early Chronology, Studia Metrica 8 Poetic, Volume 2, Number 2, etc. So, in this way, this is the Shakespeare's first play. When the first play Shakespeare wrote. This is the question, and I explained to you in my channel, My English Magazine, and I also explain it in my blogger, that is also My English Magazine on Twitter, My English Magazine on my Facebook, My English Magazine, and on my LinkedIn. So, My English Magazine, Sangeeta Mehta, this is the name where you got my notes on MA English. Thank